Hello, I'm Dr. Victor Chen. Today I'll be sharing on a substance called calcium alpha-ketoglutarate, which is a longevity star ingredient in the making, possibly, and that possibly can reduce your biological age. So judge the data and the content for yourself. I will be basically sharing information from my latest book. It's called Understanding Nutrition and Supplements, and I'll be making more videos from content within this book down the road. Anti-aging is at the core of medicine in this 21st century, right? Aging is humanity's biggest problem, and aging is a disease and should be tracked and managed as one, right? As a disease. Globally, there are several initiatives that are underway towards managing and improving longevity. They range from investigation of new drugs or repurposing existing drugs to maximize longevity potential, like metformin, discovering new supplements, designing new regimens and health protocols, and improving lifestyle choices. The efficacy of any of these efforts can only be tracked via aging clocks, like basically your epigenetic clock to measure your biological age. A new revolution in human health and medicine. Biotechnology, biomedicine, life sciences, and related cutting-edge technologies have provided unprecedented opportunities for significantly extending lifespan. The development and rise of longevity technology will bring fundamental and revolutionary changes to humans' social civilization and health. Longevity medicine, the longevity industry as a whole, and subsequently longevity economics have become significant and influential branches in the fields of medicine and social economics. And extending a person's healthy lifespan, the health span, by just 1 year can contribute to tens of trillions of dollars in wealth to society. Imagine if everyone was healthier for a year, and whole globally, it will add up to trillions of dollars to the economy in terms of reduced healthcare costs, etc., etc. Longevity medicine, with the direct goal of maintaining health, the focus of attention and intervention is placed on a healthy stage rather than old age or disease status, right? Biopharmaceuticals and life health technologies aimed at longevity medicine have therefore become part of the international economy. And MIT, right, the famous MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, in their review, stated that if a company has technology or products that can increase lifespan by 2 years, its valuation will exceed 100 billion. So that's the scope we are looking at. Now everyone is talking about stem cells, they're aware of it, okay, and it's getting more accepted. We have regenerative medicine clinics coming up. Because why? The longevity economy is $8.3 trillion US and growing with no sight in end. Is life expectancy linear or exponential? Basically, it was linear for a while, but now it's really going exponential because of discoveries of new compounds, new ways to treat aging, to slow down aging. And by 2030, the first world countries, advanced country, the life expectancy is expected to be 115 years old. You can also live to 115 years old, but you need to stay young in order to become young. Why? You need to stay young in order to utilize new longevity technologies, new medicines, new substances when they emerge. So stay young so you don't miss the boat when new technologies emerged. So we need clinically validated products, not just like products with testimonies. And part of the improvement in longevity technology and longevity science is the evolution of nutritional science. Maybe a century or two ago, you'd be lucky to get first generation basic nutrition. Macronutrients like protein powder were selling well because those days probably you'd just be lucky to get food on the table, let alone talk about vitamins, supplements. Then as the standard of living improved, second generation supplements came in, and you look at not macronutrients but micronutrients like iron, calcium, vitamins. Then the third generation functional nutrition came in, like, okay, fish oil for heart, certain things for certain, like for brain function and so forth. Then the fourth generation, we look at the cellular level and the molecular level, like things like NMN, right? SOD, right? So these are the fourth generation nutritional supplements. They're good at repairing cell functions, NNM, like resveratrol. But now, the fifth generation nutritional science, we're looking at the cellular, the molecular, and the genetic level as well, right? Boost mitochondrial function, balance energy production, and it modulates your epigenetic profile and expression, which is what basically fourth generation substances like NMN cannot do. Well, introduction to AKG. AKG is the central molecule in the tricarboxylic or TCA cycle, also known as the Krebs cycle. This is one of the most important metabolic pathways occurring in your mitochondria of your cells. Here's a cell. The mitochondria is those in red, okay? The TCA cycle is fundamental to cellular respiration. I mean, without oxygen we die, right? Where it plays a pivotal role in converting nutrients from carbohydrates, fats, and proteins that we eat into ATP. ATP is the energy currency of your cell, okay? Like electricity. Every month the bill will come and we measure how many kilowatts you've used, okay? That's the currency of energy. But in the cell, all the carbohydrates, amino acids, proteins, and fats that we eat gets converted into watts, or equivalent in the cell is called ATP, right? The energy currency of your cell. And here it is. AKG is important in the Krebs cycle. It's substrate and part of the Krebs cycle where you generate NADH, and all this is used in the what they call electron transport chain to produce energy. Alpha-Ketoglutarate is a key intermediate in the Krebs cycle, the TCA cycle. Functions: energy production, which I mentioned in the previous slide. There you go, you can see alpha-ketoglutarate gets converted to succinyl-CoA, and in process produces NADH, which is used by the electron transport chain to produce ATP, or energy, in your cell. Amino acid metabolism, you can't see it here, but in the next slide you'll see it. Alpha-ketoglutarate gets converted into glutamate and other amino acids like glutamine, hence highlighting its role in nitrogen metabolism. Metabolic regulation, AKG influences various metabolic pathways, which I will show you in the next slide, including those related to amino acid synthesis, glucose and fatty acid oxidation. I mean, you breathe oxygen in, right? It's to help metabolize the glucose and your fatty acids in the Krebs cycle to produce energy, and even the regulation of reactive oxygen species, okay? In relation to that, AKG is a very strong antioxidant contributing to reducing cellular levels of potentially toxic reactive oxygen species. Okay, next slide. Okay, that was in the Krebs cycle, okay, this previous slide. But beyond or outside of the Krebs cycle, AKG is important for nitrogen and ammonia balance. Okay, AKG is involved in nitrogen and ammonia metabolism, playing a role in the regulation of these essential elements in the body. Here you go. Produces glutamate and then glutamine and other essential amino acids, and plays an important role in the protein synthesis. And also amino acid metabolism. It produces hydroxyproline and proline, which is important component of collagen in the bone, in the skin, etc. Epigenetic regulation. There you go. AKG influences epigenetic modifications and expression, impacting gene expression and potentially influencing developmental processes and aging. Okay, so it's how it works in terms of anti-aging properties. There you go. regulating signaling molecules at the metabolic pathways that make you younger, which I'll share further. AKG may modulate the immune response, potentially affecting the body's defense mechanisms. Basically, it enhances your immunity. Okay, the molecule, the chemical name is calcium alpha-ketoglutarate monohydrate. Here's the monohydrate, the water molecule. Here's the calcium. Why calcium AKG is considered superior to other forms of AKG? It's generally considered, calcium alpha-ketoglutarate is considered more stable and better absorbed than pure alpha-ketoglutarate due to the presence of calcium. Okay. The other form is arginine alpha-ketoglutarate. It's probably about 50% AKG content, whereas calcium AKG, the compound is usually about 97 to 99 pure AKG content. Okay, and the presence of calcium makes the absorption slower. So the reason why it's good is that the half-life of AKG in the body, in the cell, is about 5 minutes. So what is, if it's absorbed quickly, it will just disappear. Okay, so to have a sustained release of AKG into the cell using the calcium alpha-ketoglutarate is more sustained, the release of AKG into the cell. This improved stability and bioavailability means that the more AKG reaches the bloodstream and more is available in the body for the cells to utilize. AKG level drops with age. Interestingly, the human plasma AKG levels decline approximately tenfold between the ages of 40 and 80, okay, as per Harrison and Pierce-Nowski publication in 2008. AKG is not available in the human diet, so direct supplementation is the only feasible way to for uptake and to increase the levels in the body. The 7 Tenets of Aging by Sandra Kaufman. DNA alterations, mitochondrial failure, quality control. But I was wanting to focus on the metabolic pathways. These are the pathways that, okay, if it's blocked or if it's stimulated, will lead to a more healthy body and leads to a longer life, okay, longevity. Longevity, AMPK, mTOR, and other metabolic pathways. AKG extends lifespan by activating AMPK, which is an energy sensor, and it can activate in FOXO, which I will illustrate in a further slide. Increases NAMPT expression, which increases NAD levels and increase SERT activation. AMPK activation can promote longevity by inhibiting mTOR. I mean, it's the same mechanism that metformin inhibits, and promoting autophagy, which is a cellular process that clears out damaged cellular components. Conversely, mTOR activity is often associated with increased cellular growth and aging, and its inhibition can extend lifespan. AKG and longevity. Calcium AKG activates key longevity pathways such as AMPK, which is the energy sensor linked to life extension, FOXO, which is a set of transcription factors that enhances stress resistance, body's ability to take stress. And by inhibiting mTOR, which same pathway as metformin, okay, a pathway associated with aging and cellular senescence, AKG may promote cellular repair and autophagy. Autophagy means getting rid of the dead cells and the useless cells in the body. Research has shown that AKG supplementation can extend lifespan across multiple species. C. elegans, which is a type of roundworms, AKG-fed worms live significantly longer than controls. You can see here. These are the controls in black, and the ones in red, fed with AKG, live much longer into adulthood. And fruit flies studies confirm increased lifespan and enhanced metabolic resistance with AKG intake. In my studies, a study at the Buck Institute for Research on Aging found that AKG extended lifespan by 12 to 16% and health span by 40 to 52%. The mice not only lived longer but also remained healthier and disease-free for an extended period. And additionally, AKG significantly reduced hair graying in aging animals. This is a clinical trial, the Rejuven trial, using calcium AKG and some vitamins. Results show that it conferred an average 8 years reduction in biological age after an average of 7 months intake, okay, as measured by a true age DNA methylation test. And this study was done in Singapore. This is the Rejuven trial, calcium AKG and biological age 2021. 42 participants, 28 males, 14 females. Intervention was 1 gram of calcium AKG for average of 7 months. The results. Okay, blue is before supplementation. In the gray, it's after supplementation. Average reduction in biological age was 8 years, according to True Age DNA methylation test, which is basically an epigenetic clock. Subgroup analysis showed consistent benefits across genders. Males, 8.44 years decrease in biological age. Female, 6.98 years decrease in biological age. So the Rejuven trial was not a randomized controlled trial. So now, as a follow-up, there's an Able trial, which is calcium AKG and biological age reduction. It's an ongoing trial. It's the study design. It is a double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized controlled trial. That means neither the investigator or the patient knows whether they're getting the placebo or whether they're getting the AKG. 120 participants whose DNA methylation age exceeds chronological age. That means they are biologically older than their calendar age. The intervention is 1 gram of calcium AKG for 6 months with a 3-month follow-up. Primary outcome is in the reduction of their epigenetic clock or their DNA methylation age. Secondary outcomes are biomarkers of biological age, includes inflammatory and metabolic markers, muscle strength, arterial stiffness, and aerobic capacity. So the anti-aging effects of calcium AKG are thought to be primarily driven by several mechanisms. Number 1, enhanced mitochondrial function, the energy production in the Krebs cycle. Number 2, reduce inflammation, because we know chronic inflammation leads to a lot of chronic disease and thereby degenerative diseases and early premature aging. DNA methylation modulation, okay, promote you have a younger epigenetic profile, and it mitigates cellular senescence. Okay, we will look at some scientific studies on calcium AKG and skin health. Calcium AKG promotes collagen and skin health. It plays a role in maintaining youthful skin by supporting collagen production and reducing fibrosis, or what is called scarring. Boosts collagen synthesis, keeps the skin firm and elastic, reduces fibrosis, which leads to skin stiffness and aging, and it protects against oxidative stress and thereby preventing premature skin damage. Alpha-Ketoglutarate dietary supplementation leads to improved health in humans. Let's try to break it down further. Bone health in postmenopausal women, a 2007 publication. 76 postmenopausal women with osteopenia, that means the bone is brittle. Intervention, 6 grams a day of calcium AKG for 6 months versus calcium alone. Results, there was a reduce in bone resorption CTX marker by 19%. Okay, so you're not breaking down bone as much if you take calcium AKG versus just taking calcium alone. Increased lumbar spine bone density by 1.6%. Basically, here's the schematic diagram. Here's AKG, leads to the production of hydroxyproline, which leads to improved collagen maturation for skin and also leads to increased bone density. I mean, we know 70% of our bone is collagen. Alpha-Ketoglutarate ameliorates age-related osteoporosis via histone methylations, okay, which basically due to epigenetic modifications. Age-related osteoporosis is characterized by deterioration of bone volume and strength, partly due to the dysfunction of bone marrow mesenchymal stem cells, or MSC, due to aging. Okay, your bone mesenchymal stem cells responsible for generating bone, etc. It basically dysfunction or reduced function with age, so your bone density is weaker. AKG increases the bone mass of aged mice, attenuates age-related bone mass, and accelerates bone regeneration of aged rodents, mice. AKG ameliorates the senescence-associated phenotype bone marrow MSC, okay, mesenchymal stem cells, derived from aged mice, as well as promoting their proliferation, colony formation, migration, and osteogenic potential. In short, AKG regulates the epigenetic profile of your mesenchymal stem cells in your bone marrow, which will lead to increased bone density and volume and strength. There's another publication, Muscle and Surgical Recovery. Participants, 33 hip replacement patients. These patients, because of immobility or less mobility after surgery, will bound to lose some muscle mass. AKG, which I showed you earlier, leads to production of, in metabolism, leads to production of glutamine and glutamate, right? These are important for muscle generation and protein synthesis. So in this study, they intervened these patients with AKG and glutamine infusion post-surgery, and the result was that it prevented muscle glutamine depletion and supported protein synthesis, and thereby supporting the muscle mass maintenance. This is another published study, AKG for myocardial protection in heart surgery. Myocardial is your heart muscle. So this is the study, cardiovascular surgery, 1995 publication. Intervention, 28 grams of AKG was added to blood cardioplegia during coronary surgery. Okay, what is blood cardioplegia? You know, those days, I mean, now these days when you have a bypass, the heart is still beating. Those days, because the technique was not as advanced, they have to stop the heart, okay? So they use a solution to stop the heart from pumping, just temporarily stop the heart from beating, okay? And obviously when the heart stops, there are risks as well, right? Because there's no blood perfusion, so you get damage to the heart muscle. It's called, and how do you measure that? You measure the ischemic biomarkers like creatine kinase. Okay, so when they added AKG to this cardioplegia solution, the result was reduced ischemic biomarkers, creatine kinase, and improved myocardial protection. Why? Because of nitric oxide production that is brought on by AKG, and this enhances blood flow and cardiovascular health. Another publication, AKG application in hemodialysis patients improves amino acid metabolism. Chronic kidney disease, 1996-1998 study. Calcium AKG 1.5 grams a day improved amino acid metabolism and reduced urea levels in hemodialysis patients. And you know, these people with kidney failure, they are unable to excrete phosphate, so they need calcium carbonate to help excrete it. AKG was comparable to calcium carbonate in managing the phosphate levels. Now let's look at some other novel ingredients that are presently in the market. in the health market. Galactomannan, which converts to NAD+, which is critical for metabolism and DNA repair. Phytosilbene is a natural polyphenol with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory potential. Trehalose, this compound stabilizes protein and cell membranes, is used as a protective agent. Fisetin is a flavonoid with antioxidant and neuroprotective properties. And nicotinamide riboside, which is similar to NMN, it supports gut health and satiety, and is a precursor to NAD+. Let's look at the first novel ingredient, pterostilbene. Both resveratrol and pterostilbene are monomeric stilbenes. Red grapes and basically red wine are the main dietary sources of resveratrol, right? Basically, people say drink red wine is because of resveratrol. It's polyphenol. Pterostilbene occurs in blueberries and grapes. Resveratrol and pterostilbene exhibit many similar pharmacological properties, like its SIRT1 agonist, including antioxidant properties, neuroprotective, anti-cancer, cardioprotective, analgesic, anti-arteriosclerotic properties, anti-aging, anti-diabetic, anti-inflammatory, and anti-obesity properties. Between the two, pterostilbene has stronger pharmacological properties than resveratrol, and it's because of its two OCH3 groups. As a result, pterostilbene is more lipophilic, which enhances its membrane permeability, bioavailability, and biological potency. It's able to get into the site of action. The other novel compound is fisetin. It's one of the most powerful senolytic found, natural senolytic. Senolytic means a molecule that can help the body get rid of senescent cells and improve health. And fisetin has healing potential and protects against diseases, whereas it's found in strawberries, apples, cucumbers, grapes, and onions. And the benefits include anti-inflammatory and strong antioxidant properties, anti-aging, and anti-cancer properties. So what is fisetin? Fisetin is a flavonoid found in various plants like strawberries. It's one of the most powerful natural senolytics ever discovered. And basically, senolytics get rid of senescent cells that are in your body. Senescent cells are aged cells that stop functioning properly and can cause damage to surrounding tissues. They lose the ability to grow or divide, and they refuse to die off, earning them the name zombie cells in your body. These senescent cells spew out chemical compounds that incite harmful systemic inflammation, inciting even more damage to the body. So senescent cells are a major driver of age-related disease and dysfunction. They even accelerate the aging process itself. So you go, senescent cells here spew out all these chemical compounds causing chronic inflammation, frailty, mortality, comorbidities. And a senolytic like fisetin, natural, causes death of the senescent cells, leading to lower systemic inflammation, elevation of comorbidities, and increase the resilience and health span of the cells and body. So fisetin had a nearly 10% increase in lifespan in animal models. So this clinical publication found that fisetin is a xenotherapeutic that extends health and lifespan. So it's proven, okay? Findings of the 10 flavonoids tested, fisetin was the most potent senolytic. I mean, most potent meaning it had the most potent ability to kill off all these senescent cells, okay? Another novel ingredient is trehalose. It's a natural sugar with many health benefits. That's the chemical structure. Number one, cellular protection. Trehalose can act as a cellular protector, shielding cells from stress and damage caused by dehydration, heat, or other environmental stresses. So it's a buffer, okay, stress buffer. It helps maintain cell membrane integrity and protects protein from denaturation. Second property, anti-aging and longevity. Research suggests that trehalose help reduce inflammation associated with aging, and promotes healthy aging in the brain, liver, and kidneys. It also helps in the reduction of accumulation of proteins that can be toxic to the cells. Thirdly, neuroprotection. Some studies suggest that trehalose may have neuroprotective effects, potentially helping clear protein aggregates associated with neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Cardiovascular health. Trehalose may have cardioprotective effects, potentially improving cardiovascular health and reducing inflammation, oxidative stress, and other factors associated with heart disease. Metabolic syndrome. Research in mice suggests that trehalose may help improve metabolic function and reduce the risk of metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions including obesity, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Okay, syndrome X. Another novel compound these days include galactomannan. It's a soluble fiber found in the fenugreek seed. It helps improve blood sugar control, lowers cholesterol, okay, improves blood lipids, enhance insulin sensitivity. There you go, galactomannans, anti-diabetic, hypercholesterolemia, lowers the cholesterol. It's good for wound healing. It's an antioxidant. It protects your liver, hepatoprotective. Anti-obesity, helps you maintain a decent weight, prevents breast cancer, and it's also a good prebiotic. Nicotinamide ribose, another novel compound. Nicotinamide ribose, or NR, is an NAD plus precursor like NMN. Basically, it has the same function as NMN, you see. Food intake, you get nicotinamide ribose, which gets converted to NMN, then NAD plus. Okay, a lot of people are taking NAD plus drips, right? It first makes its way into your cells and become nicotinamide mononucleotide, or NMN, see? Then NMN becomes NAD plus. So in summary, calcium AKG is the most advanced anti-aging, fifth generation nutritional supplement with longevity and health modulating benefits at the cellular level. Okay, it's a cellular protectant. It enhances the ROS scavenger, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. At a molecular level, it modulates your nitrogen metabolism, makes glutamine for protein synthesis, and so forth. At the metabolic level, it's able in the Krebs cycle to produce energy, right? And at the genetic level, it's able to protect your DNA, make it genetic balance. It's able to modulate your epigenetic expression to give you a younger biological age and to prevent certain diseases. So it's clinically proven in the Rejuven trial. Yes, it's a non-randomized controlled trial, but those data cannot be ignored because they were significant reductions in biological age. And there are a new trial, the Abbott trial, which is ongoing. It's a double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized controlled trial. So clinically proven to reverse aging in humans by epigenetic clocks, epigenetic tests. So thank you for listening.